Blog Talk Radio.
Calling all stations. Clear the air lanes. Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
All right, everybody, welcome to Anonymous Radio with your host, as always, HU911 Anonymous. Today's Anonymous Radio episode 23, the Trump era. What more could go wrong? As we all know, it's been 1 week since, 8 days actually, since Trump has taken office. And now he's gone to more insane bullshit. As I just found out today, as of right now, there's currently protests all across the country at major airports. This is just recently after Trump signed an executive order banning all Muslims from Muslim countries from entering the U.S., including refugees. Apparently, at Dulles International in D.C., I believe, a couple of them, about two of them, got detained by airport security, which is kind of a little overboard. Trump is kind of going a little bit too far with all the executive orders, including his executive order on Wednesday giving authorization to build the wall that he promised to build. Today, he met with 7 world leaders, including the Prime Minister of Japan, and other crazy shit. He's also banned sanctuary cities from having federal funding. He even said that he would send in the feds if the carnage does not stop in Chicago. And other crazy stuff. And he's even at war with the media on everything. What the hell is going on with this man? What is going on here? I mean, seriously, this is the percentage of people who voted for him. 53%. 53% of Americans in the general election on November 8th voted for that scumbag. I mean, this has gone too far. In addition, he's even gotten into a beef with him and the Mexican president. I can't pronounce his name, but he expects him in this country to pay for the wall. And he said this, and I quote, "We are not paying for that fucking wall." And now he's going to flip the bill down to us. I hope we're expecting people, not guaranteed, but I'm expecting a lot of crazy shit to be happening in the next few years. Now, along with the destruction of Obamacare, in which I kind of strongly support because people are just like suffering, but the TPP, in which I have strongly opposed the TPP, so there's a few things I kind of appreciate. There are no side topics on this episode today, because this thing is even more important than that. There's been executive order after executive order after executive order. I don't know when it's going to end. I mean, now the Republicans take over both the House and Senate, which is insane, for the first time in a decade. And who knows what's going to happen. And now, in about a few days, in about a week or so, the a Supreme Court justice will be replacing the former seat that was held by Antonin Scalia, who passed away last February. For those who don't remember, he died in a hunting incident. Something about a hunting incident in regards to that. And that the Senate would not even listen or even have a hearing for any Supreme Court justice. None. No Supreme Court justice, because they wanted to wait till after the election. I just don't understand. I don't understand why people would do that. I know out there are people who are there are anarchists, like you associates of mine, who are kind of against what I'm saying right now. But these are my words, no one else's. I'm just going to get at these points. There are some other things I want to ask. Is he gonna keep his campaign promises, like we're gonna make America great again? The copying of Reagan's thing. What is he gonna do that's gonna make America great again? Personally, I would call it he's gonna make America awful again, in my opinion. Now wait, folks, I'm gonna be having a cup of tea. All right, to continue. But still, is he even going to make America great again? Now, right now, I'll be accepting calls at 347-855-8412 if you would like to be involved in this general conversation. Now, to continue on with all the shit he's done so far. Now, as I said at the start of the show, he's already signed a ton of executive orders. I don't know how many, but they're going to be crazy. And hell, he's even whining on Twitter about stupid shit, and even voter fraud, which is a complete bullshit lie, blaming the media, and I bet for everything. And I bet he's most likely blaming alternative media and calling them fake news. Fake news. Really? You are fake news. That's what he said to CNN. But hell, not many people trust the mainstream media anymore because they keep talking bullshit. I mean, I saw on CBS about a few weeks ago that they were actually talking about a segment of fake news, and they even included wearechange.org. This was going to be on an episode I planned. But I decided to cancel that episode because of, I don't know why, decided to. But I mean, he just came up with this phase of fake news, and even some of his little advisors have been saying, fake news. This is totally unsubstantiated, and this is wrong. You are wrong, you douchebags. And hell, not even all of his little people for his cabinet have even been confirmed yet. Not even, only like 2 of them. I mean, seriously. And the majority of his cabinet are fucking billionaires. Fucking billionaires, for God's sakes. Why are you choosing billionaires? If you're choosing billionaires, why don't you make those billionaires pay for your damn wall? And not expect Mexico or us and our tax dollars to pay for your fucking wall. I mean, Trump's actually thinking up a bunch of ideas to build up his wall, even a 20% tariff on things coming from Mexican imports. Yeah. I mean, seriously. And just recently, he met up with the Prime Minister of the UK, Theresa May. Even though he is currently in a beef with the Mexican president. I mean, that's just wrong. That's just insufferable. Offending Mexican president and he's seeing the Prime Minister of Britain. What the fuck is going on here? Seriously, what is going on with this? I understand politics is a huge gamble. It's a huge gamble. You don't know what's going to happen next. Hell, not even I know. I'm not an expert, but this has only been the first week, and it's just going to get nuts. Oh my god. I bet for the next few months it's going to get crazier. It's going to get crazier in the next few months of this full-on insanity. So maybe there will be a nuclear war that's actually on the questions that I'm probably going to answer all these questions myself. Sorry, folks. The nuclear war part. Since I have, this was according to a friend of mine, Bo Hotchkiss from the show Sidetracked. I give full credit to him for giving these statistics to me. Apparently, the U.S. has 2,500 nukes. Apparently, America has 2,200 nukes, and Russia has about 2,220. No, we have 2,500 nukes, and Russia. I can't fucking remember. Damn it. All I know is we have about 2,000 nukes apiece, something within the ballpark. And hell, we're about to go. I bet we're going to go into a nuclear war. And one of the people that Trump met today was the Russian president who hacked Clinton, and thus even we all know that Clinton and Putin hates Clinton. He hates her guts. Full of hate. But alright, we're gonna stop. But full of hate, and basically Putin was helping getting Trump to win. And even Trump isn't thinking straight on the email hacking DNC thing. The DNC should have had an improved hacking defense system like we did at the RNC. That way they couldn't have gotten hacked and all that shit like that. So you couldn't get hacked. Really. If you were hacked, Trump, why don't you just give in? Why don't you give us your tax return? Why don't you give us what we want? Just step down. You're going to screw us over, and you're going to destroy us. Hell, I bet as I speak, there's still protests going on at those airports all across the country, even at LAX. That's a very deep possibility that I think is currently happening. We have on switch, but where is this going to continue on? Where there's also there's going to be a nuclear war, I don't know, but since I've gone through all that, man, I've gone through all that quick. We're just going to go to some side topics, even though it says, because this topic though there's none. Alright, folks, you probably already heard recently El Chapo Guzman, one of the favorite people that I respect the most. He got busted he got deported right over to U.S. Currently, I heard he in NYC. If you're keeping tabs on him, as myself and a couple other individuals, he actually has indictments in numerous cities, including Chicago and San Diego. There's a bunch of other cities, but I don't know where they are. But it's just crazy. Apparently, he has over 50% of the drug trade in the United States. 50%, which is kind of a big deal in my point of view. A real big deal. Would anyone else think that would be a big deal if anyone would expect an international drug lord to have that much power? I mean, to have that much power. And also, we have a man that I personally know who works for El Chapo, Shindu, who is the PR guy of El Chapo Great Tunnels Incorporated. Contact him. He'll dig you some badass tunnels. He'll dig you all the way to the Strip. He'll get you all the way to the Vegas Strip. 2 days. He'll get you there in 2 days. Granite, tile. It doesn't matter what the soil is. It doesn't matter. Contact him. Contact him on Twitter. He'll hook you up with El Chapo Great Tunnels Incorporated. El Chapo Great Tunnels. I love the sound. But we're now going to go on. All right. Here's another topic we're going to go on. The video, there's going to, apparently, if you people were looking at that Facebook thing from about a couple of weeks ago, the Facebook Live thing of the mentally challenged kid who got the shit beat out of him and tortured, the judge and his family does not want any cameras, protection of privacy. I would actually personally, in my opinion, respect that, because it's pretty screwed up that a kid would actually, something like that would happen to him. That's my opinion, because it's actually really messed up. And any other person in the world who I would actually see that would think something like that is just fucked up in the head. Some people would probably think, oh, that's so entertaining to see a kid suffer. If those types of people were entertained by that shit, you have a fucked up mind. A really fucked up mind. We're gonna walk away from that, because that kind of depressing shit's for another episode. That's for another show, and today's not that type of show that we're gonna talk about those types of depressing bullshit. But away from now, go that later. The next personal randomized side topic, which I don't know what I can think of. Oh yeah, here we go. The founder of Twitter visited this refugee up in Tennessee regarding his business. Yeah, he basically visited him. And there's not many details regarding that, but here's another one that's just recent. Google wants all their employees that are abroad to come to the U.S. ASAP because of Trump's Muslim ban. Yeah, he wants all their people, all his guys, to come straight to America. Come straight there. Come straight all over to America. I would expect something like that to happen. Would anyone expect for a company like Google to order all their employees to come back to America? Come back to America, home of the not so free. Because that's actually the truth. America's not so free anymore. You may think it was free, Radio Land, but I bet soon, even online radio, just like this show that you're listening to, will get fucked. Online radio is gonna lose its freedom. Because we're going to lose our control. We're going to lose freedom sooner or later. I mean, hell, YouTube is already wrecking people's lives with their new policy, which is very vague. Imagine if they're going to go with a new policy on BTR. Imagine if they go with a new policy there. It's just an imagine. I mean, wouldn't you hate it if they had a new policy there? Wouldn't there? It would really suck if they came out with a new policy that would wreck your lives, especially for my friend Bo Hotchkiss. It would really suck, especially for everyone who uses BTR. Wouldn't everyone hate that? But we're going to separate from that part of the deal. We're going to separate that. Also, apparently, all the media, every single media is just saying Trump is lying. Trump's lies. So many lies. And I respect the L word for lie. Because I respect their word. Lies. L-I-E. They're just lying. Alright. Now I'm going to repeat this again. Anonymous Radio is still alive for callers. You can call in at 347-855-8412 if you would like to call on. Again, 347-855-8412. Now back to our show. Now, what are we going to think of for more topics? Oh yeah, exploding tacos. Are they possible Are they a possible invention, or are they just a bunch of bullshit? You be the judge on what would occur next. Could there be an exploding taco? Or could there be something? Shit. Could there be what could be the next craze of food? The next craze of food. Damn my voice. Wish I had some chamomile tea. Now, if anyone wants to get involved, because I already am, because we got more crazy stuff. We don't have any music though, because of YouTube. Because this show will be uploaded to YouTube after this show is done. But we're going to get back to Trump, and we're going to get back to the Trump era, aka the end of the world, in reference to the song by Skeeter Davis, End of the World, in which we do not have in the lineup because of YouTube's policies regarding music. Fuckers. Alright, we're going to go back to the Trump wall and the executive orders. Alright, folks, the executive orders that keep on coming. Trump's been signing executive orders left and right. As I've already just said about the sanctuary cities, the wall, and the Muslim ban. How many more executive orders, and what could they be? What could those executive orders be? I don't know. Could they be more evil? A lot more evil? Could they basically shut us down, shut us out, and make us outcasts? They make us a communist country. Could they basically just destroy our freedom? Could they just basically do any of the above? Trump's basically by the day, destroying our freedom. Our freedom is getting wrecked. And guess what Obama's doing? Guess what? Playing golf. Recently, Obama was caught playing golf. Why am I talking about Obama, but who cares? Obama was just recently caught playing golf. Playing golf. Golf is the most boring sport in the whole fucking world. But we're gonna skip that part. Now, what kind of executive orders do I think he's gonna put up? A ban on tacos? A ban on all types of food? Because if an executive order banning food was put into place, people would probably go into riot. I just hope eventually there will be a mass riot destroying the entire country and torching places as I know. I'm just hoping it happens because it's gonna be the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world and we know it. And we won't feel fine. Man, I should have put It's the End of the World and We Know It as one of the songs for this show, but never mind. Also, what kind of other... Is he going to keep his campaign promises? Because I remember his campaign promises were building a wall, in which he's keeping, wrecking the TPP, in which he's indefinitely kept. What kind of other stuff? He's put NAFTA on life support. Well, that's what we're expecting. And he's even said that if Chicago doesn't fix it, I'm sending in the feds. I'm sending in the feds. What does that mean? As I just said at the start of the show, could it mean federal troops? Could it mean federal troops, the National Guard, Marines, anything like that? You know, how can it? I just don't understand what that could actually mean. Does it mean anything? Does it mean anything for us in general? He even had a half a brain, and if he was even thinking of sending in military officials, like sending in the troops, you would truly be a lunatic if you thought that. Because I know that already there's been 42 deaths just this month, as of this time, and probably as I speak, there's probably more gunfire. More gunfire in the streets. But I don't know what's going to go on. I'll be having to watch that on TV, and then I'll have to tell you more shit regarding it on Monday, because I bet a lot more people are going to die. Like we're always expecting, people going to die. And I've been there. Kind of stuff that I'm going to go through. Oh, wait. I could think of several more. Oh, here we go. Taco Bell makes explosive diarrhea tacos. What could they do next? All right, folks, we're about to get into overtime in about 2 minutes. So we're going to be finished. The rest of this stuff will be on the podcast, and we'll catch you all next week. We'll catch you all next week on Anonymous Radio. Anonymous Radio with a brand new topic for this show and some real side topics because I couldn't put up any real ones. So, all right, folks, we're about to go into overtime in about a minute and a half. We will catch you all next week. The rest of this stuff will be on the podcast, so we'll catch you all later. Now to continue on with some others. What are some other stuff? I also got another thing. What could have happened if Bernie Sanders won the election, if he was put in there? Because oh my God, you goddamn thing, shut the fuck up. All right, folks, we got about 50 seconds, so I'm just going to ignore it. We're just going to stop trying to take anything because we don't have shit on this episode tonight. So we're just going to finish off the rest of this, and we'll see you all next week on Anonymous Radio. I am your host, HU911 Anonymous. We will see you, as I said, we'll see you next week. This will be on the podcast, and also will be on YouTube. If you further beyond this, this will be on both the podcast and on YouTube. The link will be on my page at HU. The link will be on my page at HU911 Anonymous. All right, we're about to go into overtime. See y'all later. All right, folks. We're now into overtime. So now we're going to have to talk about some more random stuff for the next 15 minutes. Since we have nothing here, but folks, I think Folks, for this time, we are going to take a short break. We're going to be playing our normal Spingly theme song, so we'll see you back on in about a minute. Don't go away on Anonymous Radio.
Calling all stations. Clear the air lanes. Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
Thank you. I am back from a short break. I was just getting myself something to drink. We are back on the show. Thank you for taking your time for this short break. Now we're back to what we are going to say. Now, I'm going to talk about what Donald Trump and the First Amendment is going. What the hell is the First? What's the First Amendment? Damn it! What's going to happen to the First Amendment now that Donald Trump is in office? That was what I was going to say. What's going to happen What's going to happen with the First Amendment? I wonder what's going to happen. Because, as I said earlier, we might lose our own freedom of speech with online radio like BTR. We might lose that freedom. We're going to lose. We're losing everything. We're going to lose everything. Day by day, stuff is going away. Even my friend Bo Hotchkiss. Damn it. Even my friend Bo Hotchkiss, his work is basically closing. If you go on his show, Sidetracked with Blue Vino, and you listen to one of his episodes that's about property values, or something along those lines. No. There's an episode called Jobs. Go to Sidetracked with Blue Vino. There's an episode called Jobs. And listen to that episode. He will be talking about his job. He works at a place that makes granite countertops. He works at a place that makes granite countertops, and his place is about to close down. He will explain more of the story in his show. We also had him last week on the show, and he explained a little bit of detail. We had him last week on a what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, a sideshow. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. A sideshow. Yeah, sometimes can't get the wording right. Yeah, we had him on a sideshow along with another person who two other people. One of them I had to throw out. But I don't like to talk about past. We just want to talk about the present. Talking about his job that's about to close down due to some financial issues. As I just said, go to his show and listen to the episode called Jobs. That's all it's called. It's episode 180 something. And that's what it's basically called. Jobs. This is my question on this front. Is he going to fix our jobs? Is he going to be fixing the economy in general? Because currently, I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening. Is he going to fix the First Amendment? I don't fucking know. Is he going to fix the Second Amendment? Is he going to keep our gun rights? I still don't fucking know. What's going to happen to our freedoms? I still, as I just said for those past two statements, I don't fucking know. All I know is we're going to be screwed for the next 4 years, or unless he gets impeached, and then we have to deal with Penn. I'm giving a good possibility he will get impeached. My percentage of him getting impeached is about 60%. 60-40. 60% he will, 40% he won't. That's equals 100. If you don't agree with me on those percentages, screw you. I'm serious. You don't agree with me on my personal percentages or my ideology on the possibility of him getting impeached, I'm going to give you a big go fuck yourself. That's my word for you. But I'm just hoping he gets thrown out. If Pence gets thrown out, then Mike Ryan has to take the ball game. And I don't know who gets put into play next if he gets thrown out. Because I just hate politicians, especially venture capitalists. I hate venture capitalists. I mean, I got a governor of my state who's a fucking venture capitalist, in which we haven't had a budget in 2 straight years. And he's ill. It's all his fault. And I came up with a name for our governor, Bruce Rauner, of the state of Illinois. I actually personally call him the son of Donald Trump. I am serious. I actually call the governor of my state, the state of Illinois, Bruce Rauner, the son of Donald Trump. It's kind of a true fact, actually. They're both businessmen. They're both dicks. They're both capitalists. It kind of gives a good point and a good example on what they should be called. That's your opinion. You have your own opinion on what you would like to call them. That's my opinion. A very funny opinion at that. It's political satire. Pure minor political satire. America, home of the fucking free. But even so, our freedoms are going to be reduced by day, minute by minute, second by second, and everything else in between. Now let's see what time it is. Folks, we have about a few minutes left in the show before we get thrown out. Man, 40 minutes, almost 40 minutes goes fast, even though you have no one else in your show. But even though maintaining a show and eating some tacos and food does not ever go out of style. But these these ending words are gonna be pretty good. You can never trust politicians. Politicians are like scum to me. Like pure scum. You can't trust them. They're probably corrupt assholes. And you're gonna fight them sooner or later. They're gonna be pure assholes who you can never trust. And we're just gonna be paying for them. They're being corrupt. They take bribes. They can get away with crimes, their own crimes, even a bit. Plus, Trump's already breaking laws. He's not even close to being a politician. He has no political experience, no military experience. All his people, all his cabinet are fucking billionaires. All his cabinet are fucking billionaires. He supports torture. I mean, he supports waterboarding post 9/11, which is completely fucked up. I mean, really, what kind of human being would support the reestablishment, the reinstatement of torture? Kind of disgusting, mindless, psychotic human being would support the reinstatement of torture. What kind of person? I understand George Bush put it in after 9/11, and then the government, specifically the Supreme Court, termed it illegal, and then it was killed. Then Trump's thinking of reinstatement, which, if you reinstate it, you're one sick human being. But even so, if you've all recently heard, Chelsea Manning got commuted. You know, the person that was a man but then turned into a woman, and now apparently, recently in the past, Julian Assange, who's currently on the lam from the U.S. for various reasons, you know, the founder of WikiLeaks who leaked out documents exposing Hillary Clinton during the election season, you know, he's currently hiding in the Ecuadorian embassy in London to escape federal prosecution to getting extradited to the U.S. He said that he would come to the U.S. to face his charges if Obama commuted Chelsea Manning. Well, that's a tasty meatball waiting to happen, folks. And he commuted Chelsea Manning. So, Julian, are you going to keep up with your promise to come back to the U.S., or are you just going to stay there at the embassy? Are you going to keep to your promise, or are you just going to lie and do bullshit? Come to the U.S. and face your fucking charges like a man. I understand you probably would face life, but it's your choice. But at least Chelsea Manning, you're free. Chelsea Manning, good job that you're free. Now we just have to worry about Edward Snowden next. Yeah, we just have to worry about him. I just hope Edward Snowden gets out free someday. He's just hiding in Russia. But most likely Snowden's never going to get out of that situation. I can still consider him a patriot in my opinion. I can really consider him. Many people consider him a traitor for the stuff he did. I, on the other hand, consider him one hell of a freedom fighter. That's my opinion. I mean, him and his official Twitter account, it kind of says how much he has done to defend freedom in more ways than one. Snowden, Manning, Assange, I respect all three of you because you have done so much good for the freedom of our country. Keep doing the good work that you all do. Folks, we are just about close to the ending of this episode of Anonymous Radio. We will see you all next week. Godspeed Godspeed to everyone who's against Donald Trump. Godspeed to freedom. So we will see you next week. Au revoir, sayonara, peace. Peace to freedom, justice, and hopefully